Look. It's like my ornament. And they wanted a heart on the back, so I put a heart. And they were like either making an adorable check or roll for cuteness. And I have 2 of them. This one I like more because I did like the tinier stars here. And there's more hearts on it, and they really like hearts. But here's the second one. And I just did 4 around. And this is where a dice is gonna go, in this little pocket. I also like that one more because when you flip it upside down, I don't like it if there's an element that goes past the lip of the mug. It's a really picky thing, but that's just like a personal thing for me. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so I have 2 of these. And then this one also has a star, but I did the star a little bit different. And I like this star. That's really cute. But yeah, I made stamps here. I'll show you, because I don't think I explained this process at all for anything. So I made stamps out of foam, and this is just like a lip balm and a trimming tool. So I made the stamps and stamped this pattern all the way around individually because I'm impatient, and like I could have made stamps and bisque them, but like I said, I'm impatient. I really like this pattern, and I feel like it'd be really fun for like a magical girl series. So maybe I'll probably try and make a roller or a stamp out of clay, so that way I can do this a lot more quickly. But yeah, individually stamped. Yeah, and it's stinking cute, and I'm really excited. Anyways, hi, welcome to a new vlog. It's April 1st. I'm Ave, and I mostly make pottery and I draw stuff. Lately I haven't really drawn much of anything, but actually I can show you what I drew for my patrons for February and March. So here is what I drew for February, and then it's supposed to be a phone background, or well, you know, one's February, one's March, and then a coloring sheet about London fogs, or at least how I make my London fog latte, which is vanilla, lavender, oat milk, and Earl Grey tea. Today I am waiting for the bisque fire to cool down so that I can glaze it. While I'm waiting, I have been deciding whether or not to do the New Haven night market, and it's on a Friday the 13th, and basically I don't know if I want to. I can. I'll have the time in my schedule to like make work for it, but I know it's going to be very busy. They are a very busy market, and I haven't done a market like the New Haven markets basically since kind of like the Renaissance Fair, which is still kind of like a different vibe than doing a one-day market. And what comes with a one-day market is, you know, like loading your car, setting up. This one's a little bit different in that I will pay for a tent, like to rent a tent, because I hate putting up tents. But I would pay to rent a tent, so I don't have to do that part. But I do have to provide lighting, which since I've done this market before, I have some battery powered light options. So that's no big deal. I went to the fall one last year, and it was really fun, like as a guest. So I'm like kind of wanting to just be a guest and not work. But at the same time, I like being part of the New Haven community, and as far as New Haven markets go, this is the one to do. So I think I'm going to do it. The application is due today, so I have to decide today. And there's one other market that I was invited to that I'm considering, and it's a tiny little pride festival at a shop called Tea and Tarot. It's a tea shop with also tarot accessories and such like that. And I think I will also do that one. And that one's in June. So as far as spring markets go, 2 will be enough because I want to make sure that I'm still posting product online. And I have yet to do like a collection. You know what I mean? I've just been kind of like doing the repeats. I've just been doing repeats of popular things that I make, which is fine because I don't think people are tired of them or anything like that. But I'm kind of itching to do a like unique little collection of stuff along the lines of probably astrology, because I have those cutters and I've had them for so long, and I have some stamps, and I haven't done that. And I've also was thinking of doing like a nautical set that could be really cute. But either way, I haven't done anything like super unique in a minute. So for April, I'm hoping to have a shop update in the middle of the month. So after this batch of pots is done, I'm going to do one more batch that'll probably fire somewhere around, hopefully fingers crossed, somewhere around the 12th and 13th. So that gives me like a week of making and then a week of firing and glazing, which should work. It should work out okay. Assuming I don't get consumed with like really fancy stuff, because if I start doing fancy stuff, it's going to take a really long time. But I left it up to my patrons for what am I going to fill this kiln with, and they voted on planters, sometimes I think too much mugs, and I feel weird today, but I'm okay with it, mugs. So those will be fairly quick, and planters are going to fill the kiln rather quickly, so should be good. They also want some fancy woodland mugs, so if I did like 3 of those, that shouldn't be too bad, because I could probably do 3 in a day. 2 days, actually, because one day to make and sculpt all the bits, and then the other day is refining and underglazing, because each mug is about 3 hours of work, minimum. That's not including glazing and if there's luster. So, but just around 3 to 5 hours of work per mug for the fancy ones. I've got my work cut out for me this month. Okay, so don't mind the hair. I am wearing a hood because I'm a little bit cold and it's really rainy outside. Anyways, so I just finished photographing a few things because I made new colors of the little dice trays. And this is the sweet stumpy little babes, but in the speckled clay. The speckled clay in which I can't really see the speckles, so it doesn't look very different at all. But the star of the show. Isn't it cute? It's so pink. It is the most pink mug I have ever made. It has the mother of pearl where the dice goes, and on this dice, and on this heart, and on all of these hearts. Very tempted to put it all over, but mother of pearl does have a texture to it. I can't explain it. It makes the mug kind of sticky, and I didn't want it to be like fully covered, because I like there to be contrast and something to mark that this is special, that the heart is cute and special and should stand out. That's why I left the body of the mug no luster, but it's so adorable. Look, and it says roll for cuteness. Okay, so I need to drink this tea for my throat and take a shower and get ready for the panel / interview today. I have to fill out parts of my character sheet so that way I can share it on the Zoom call. I haven't done that yet. I rolled what my skills are going to be and picked my specialties, but I have to fill out a character backstory and artist fandom info. So like these. And this one I'm just going to use a picture from Hero Forge. So yeah, I gotta finish filling that out. Look at all these little specialties though. I think that's so fun. Yeah, so that, for me, it's at 7 p.m. And it's 5 o'clock now. So yeah, I'm gonna finish my tea while I watch some Exandria Unlimited, hop in the shower, and become more presentable. So we just finished. It was really fun. I'll pop up my character sheet over here so you can see my character sheet. Everyone else's was way better than mine. I think his name is Chris. He had a giant rolling pin and made his character look like it was from Dune. So cool. I would love to see everyone's character sheets again somewhere because it was really fun. We were all pretty nervous. None of us wanted to talk, but such is the case for nerds. But it was a good time. It was good. Maybe over a time lapse, I will answer the questions more fully and not as nervously, because they did send the questions ahead of time to let us know like what we're gonna be talking about. So yeah, I'll answer those questions now. All right, coming at you from the future. Okay, so I have 6 questions. Hopefully I get through all of them, but these are the 6 questions that were sent by the fandom organizers that they were going to ask. We didn't even get to all of these questions. I think we got to maybe 3 of them, and not all of us got to answer. So anyways, my answers are probably going to be different from there because that was months ago. So, okay, first question was, what superpower would I like and why? And I remember I answered like teleportation in the interview game. But honestly, now that I'm thinking more about it, it would have to be controlling time, because I would like to freeze time when I want to rest. I would like to point at something and speed it up. And I think that would be really cool. Time control. Okay. Number 2 is, who are my biggest artist influences? So when it comes to pottery, I definitely will still credit Ayumi Horie. She was one of the first artists that I saw making work that didn't look so serious. And her work is just so playful and colorful while still having a deep meaning sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So that's definitely one of my favorite artists. And when I was thinking of like sculptural work, definitely Brett Kern and Kyungmin Park. Kyungmin Park especially, I absolutely love like the juxtaposition, big word, between like the human kid faces and body parts that she sculpts, along with whatever catastrophe that they're currently in. Like, I think the most recent thing I saw her working on was like an ice cream cone thing. I don't know. Anyways, look up her work. It's amazing. Kyungmin Park. I'll link it below. The third question was more of like a discussion topic, but it was about like the visual lexicon when developing our work. To talk about that, and then how does it show up anywhere else. So when I'm thinking of the visual lexicon that makes up my work, the first thing that comes to mind is all of the faces that I like to use. And I did try to draw out the different eyeballs to consider, the different mouths to consider, and it's definitely a very Mr. Potato Head type of construction. Granted, right now I'm doing like the same few faces that are pretty successful, but in one of my older sketchbooks I had many faces, cartoon type faces to draw, and there's just a lot of different combinations to express so many different things while still keeping the overall expression very simple. And I think that's what I love about all of the little faces I get to put on cups. In terms of a visual lexicon anywhere else, I don't know about the rest of my work, but definitely when it comes to faces. and it shows up in my drawing. That's how I like to draw, and not that I've developed really an illustrative style. I don't think I can confidently say that I have yet, but it definitely translates into my 2D work. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, next question is, what sorts of media am I consuming right now? Okay, so as far as podcasts go, I am listening to Pick Me Up, I'm Scared. That's been really fun to binge. And what's the one about cults? I'm listening to one about cults. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. Sounds Like a Cult. That's what it's called. It's called Sounds Like a Cult. And I really like it. I'm also listening to The Mud Peddlers, Being Boss, The Product Boss. That one's a little bit more like high production, but I really like it. And every now and then I still listen to Who Weekly. So those are some podcasts that I'm listening to. As far as TV shows go, it's July right now. So I just finished part 2 of Stranger Things. I want to talk about it, but at the same time, I don't want to talk about it. It was really good. And my husband and I, we started Outer Range. And that's been kind of cool. It's about this farm in Wyoming, and there's a weird hole. And no one, well, they kind of know what it does, but not really. It's a sci-fi show, so I really like it. Other than that, not very many new shows. Kind of in a show hole. Okay. Question number 5. When does embracing entertainment or suspending disbelief become escapism? And does it have anything to do with my work? It's everything to do with my work. So when does embracing entertainment become escapism? If it's a quality piece of entertainment, I'm hoping immediately. That's what I go to, these pieces of entertainment, whether it's gaming, video games, or traditional, television, books. I am escaping reality. That is the goal. For me to be fully entertained. I don't want to watch something. Sometimes I do, but for escapism and entertainment, I want to be so engulfed that I don't think about the outside world. Is that unusual? I don't know. Maybe it's just how this question is worded. And then what does it have to do with my work? I mean, a big part of my work is all about Dungeons and Dragons. And my favorite thing about Dungeons and Dragons is pretending to be in a different world. That's like the best part, for me anyways. The play pretend. So it's got a lot to do with my work. Okay, last question is, describe your relationship between being an artist and being a fan or / consumer. So, I mean, this definitely, it was the theme of the show, right? Fandom. And this definitely rides the line of fan art and what's inspired by versus a direct copy. And I think within the medium that I'm in, it's impossible most of the time for it to be a direct copy of anything, because it's pottery. So there's already some translation that's going to be happening when you want to celebrate a show or a book or a piece of media in your art. That's how I view fan art. Personally, I love it. I mean, obviously, if you see my office, it's everywhere. But I find joy in celebrating a piece of media in that way. That's how I see fan art. And as someone who makes fan art and consumes it, that's how I see both ends of that transaction, is that we are celebrating the joy that this brings us in through art. Now, the work that I make, mostly, I don't see it as like direct fan art, and that's because, you know, all the legalities. So sometimes it's just like not worth the headache. And I also, I do like trying to, I do like being a little bit more subtle about it when I want to celebrate something. Like, for example, with the Animal Crossing, I didn't like use the leaf or anything. Like, I just the thought of the little sky balloons passing through clouds, that was enough for me to be like, oh my gosh, this is Animal Crossing, it's so cute. And then the same thing with like my Sailor Moon mugs. Like, the background when she's done transforming and she poses, it's normally like super duper floral. So having flowers around a planetary sign or around a moon, there's nothing copywritten about that, but with like, you know, the colors and the flowers and the planetary sign for whichever Sailor Scout, there was definitely enough to be like, oh my gosh, so cool. And sometimes it could just be the color, or it could just be, you know, super simple symbols. And that's enough to celebrate the fan art. Anyways, I think I strayed really far away from the question. It says, describe your relationship between being an artist and being a consumer. I don't think there is a choice for any artist to not be influenced by the world around them, and that includes whatever media that they consume. That's just human nature. So I guess symbiotic, that's the relationship. Okay, anyways, I've rambled long enough and it's time to end the vlog. So I'll catch you all next week and hope you enjoyed this little vlog. Stay awesome, stay hydrated. Bye-bye.